He's loving this. My name's Guy Kesterman, and I've been testing bikes for nearly 25 years. And you saw me build these 2-on-1 Bootzippers up last week. So now it's time for me and Jimmy to take these ultimate pub bikes for a bit of an ultimate pub ride. But I figured, as they've got all these fixtures and fittings for bike packing and a bit of exploring, don't just go to the pub down the road, go to the pub the other side of, well, not even this dale, but the next dale over. So that's where we're off. As you'll see, me and Jimmy riding slightly different bikes. I'm on the 650B Monster Cross, and I've spec'd it up with some of my own choices of about 10,000 possible items off the Planet X stock list. Well, Jimmy, he's riding the 29er version, and it's pretty much stock, apart from those kind of Jones style Jeff bars up front. But I figured having a bar like that is a good place to put your nose bag. But in terms of actual frames, both double butted chromo steel, both finished in a raw finish, so you can see all those joint details. It actually looks really, really slick. And on that 29er, you've got wet look, and then on the 650, you've got more of a matte finish. Now it's a 70-degree head angle, which is obviously pretty steep these days, but the reach is relatively short. But then you've got to remember, with these bars on, you're adding a bunch of reach anyway. So riding position feels fine. You've got a relatively steep 74.5-degree seat angle for going up techie bits. And the overall ride feel really nicely sorted. Certainly don't feel cheap. But then it's a decent double-butted steel tube set. And well, it's not the lightest vehicle around. I think it's 13.5k. I mean, a kilo and a half of that is these steel forks. It's not gonna get damaged easily if you're in the back of Beyond, or your ride home go from the pub ends in a bit of a wreck. And the ride quality's actually better than some much more expensive bikes I've ridden recently. To be fair, so is the handling, and it still gets up stuff if you're determined without being too punishing through the back end. And I'm liking these Podsax fork bags. Not a massive fan of a heavy bar bag. Tends to bugger about with the handling. But keeping them low, keeping the low riders down there, adds a nice bit of stability. It's that 70-degree head angle and short stem. So, it's all working out pretty nicely so far. Just drag up through lead mines. They're not feeling too leg-like. And you also get different spec levels. So I've got the Apex bike, because that's got drop bar levers on it. Obviously the road gravel group set. Whereas Jimmy has got an SX Eagle mountain bike group set. I've got cable brakes, and he's got hydraulic brakes. So I think his comes in about 100 quid more, so 699 current pricing, but they often do bundle deals and kits, and you can get 10% off if you actually go down to Rotherham like I did and build your own.
And as well as the stock builds, there's all sorts of options. And there's generally a few listed on the Bike Builder website, but there's also loads. You can just browse around Planet X website and add pretty much whatever you want. Build a totally custom bike, like this one. And another thing I've fitted that's not standard spec is a 460mm version of this Bryant bar, just to give a bit more leverage when you're descending. So it normally comes with a 42. Middle of nowhere, broken road stuff, whether it's somewhere in Nepal or just out the back of Nidderdale. That's where this sort of super versatile, super tough, that's a utility bike really comes into its own. But it plugs on. It's surprisingly good comfort and speed. Still comes up a rise nice enough. And it's no heavier than a full suspension bike, where the forks it cost a couple of £100 more than this complete bike. Well, that's lunch sorted, thanks to Craven Arms over in Appletreewick. And now I've just swapped bikes with Jimmy, so he's on the 650 and I'm taking the 29er. And we're heading back home over Boxstones Moor. And we've got a hefty tailwind, so we're opper-zipping along. And these Jeff bars are so upright, I've had to actually change the angle on my GoPro, so it's still looking down road. I have to say, having the extra hand positions, really nice. Already enjoying it. I mean, these 29er wheels, obviously a bit slower to accelerate, and especially with this Jeff bar on, feels like a more casual ride. But I tell you what, it rolls beautifully. And even though the tyres are smaller volume, because you've got a longer fork and longer chainstays, again it's really surprisingly smooth. These Jeff bars just add a bit of whip when you've no idea what's under this snow, but you're still tramming on. And hydraulic brakes are a bonus too. We both had an absolute blast on these today. Yeah, they're weighty, but I'd rather have a nice ride feel. Certainly on an adventure like this, where it's not really about speed, it's just about getting out there and exploring. I'd rather have that ride quality than I would a bit of extra weight, and you're going to have plenty of money left for pub lunches if you go for these on ones, that's for sure. You know, this is what I was doing in the early 90s, bombing across moors like this with a pint in my backpack, and it's still an absolute hoot. And it's just great that with a bike like this, you don't need to spend a fortune to really enjoy it. In whatever price of bike you're talking about. These Bootzippers are really nice to put together. Really nice welds, which is, you know, obviously very clear under these lacquered finishes. You've got all the bike packing features you need. So you've got fork mounts for the fork bags, you've got 3 bottle cage bosses, 2 in the main frame as normal, 1 underneath. You've got rack, mudguard mounts, and then if you do want to get more rad on it, you've got dropper post ports to the seat tube as well. This really does take me right back to the good old days, riding with fully rigid Davy 8s around the moors and dales. But of course, back in them days, we didn't have the luxury of disc brakes or 29er wheels. And I think, to be fair, the old Nivercrom Davy 8s probably wasn't as sophisticated a tube set as this either. And that's the whole point of the Bootzipper name. It's a bike that takes you back to your roots. You know, when routes like this were one of the biggest challenges you faced in mountain biking. You know, before it all got bike parks and stuff like that. But, you know, in either format, surprisingly capable. and really cultured bikes. I mean, for the price, I'll be honest, I was expecting a couple of nails really, which is wrong because Planet X always do a great job for the money, and they've been doing really good riding steel bikes for not a lot of cash since the inbred. And they've got the Holdsworth steel bikes as well, and two Thai bikes, and that's the other thing you got to remember. You know, you've got two Bootzippers here. You've got that more agile, kind of single track friendly, more responsive 650 that Jimmy's riding there. You've got the more steady cruising 29er that I'm on here. We've also got a huge range of on-one hardtails like Whippet, Scandal, Big Dog, and then if you really want radical, there's the Hello Dave coming soon, which has got properly sick geometry. So there's pretty much every kind of hardtail, from carbon XC bike through sort of bike packing adventure bikes like this, through to properly radical hardcore hardtails. So there you go, on one Bootzipper, 29er or 650 bike. Absolutely belting, surprisingly cultured, really versatile, and a ton of fun to ride for an absolute bargain price. Me and Jimmy have had a proper quality day out, considering how much these bikes cost. Well, regardless of how much these bikes cost, this has been a proper quality day out. So thank you very much to Planet X and On One for sponsoring this video. Thanks very much to Jimmy for coming out for the day. Thanks to Craven Arms for a belting pub lunch. And yeah, thanks to you guys for watching. If you like what I'm doing with the channel, please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, because that means you get access to a load of early edits and behind the scenes stuff and extra footage that you won't normally see on YouTube or Facebook. So again, thanks to Jimmy. I've been Guy Kesteven, this has been Guy Kest TV, and we've been riding the On One Bootzipper 650B Monster Cross and 29er, kind of, well, my little Jeff interpretation on the standard Bootzipper 29er. Absolutely cracking value steel pub bikes, however far away the pub is.